All right, we've been having a conversation that I think is genuinely the next level of financial mastery, moving beyond the basics, beyond the emergency fund, beyond the simple budget, and into the realm of advanced capital flow management. And I want to honor the fact that if you're still watching, if you've made it this far, you're already ahead of the curve. You've already built the foundation. You've already established the safety net. You've already learned to live below your means. And now you're ready for something more sophisticated. We talked about what capital flow actually means, the movement of money into, through, and out of your financial life. And we explored the concept that building wealth isn't just about how much you earn or even how much you save. It's about how effectively you manage the flow of that capital, how you direct it to the right places at the right times, how you create a financial ecosystem that generates growth while maintaining security and resilience. We discussed the idea of allocating surplus capital to different buckets, not just the standard emergency fund and retirement account, but more nuanced categories like opportunity funds, risk capital, lifestyle enhancement, personal development, and legacy building. We talked about how different life goals require different capital strategies, and how the one-size-fits-all approach to saving and investing leaves most people with a financial system that's either too conservative or too aggressive, too rigid or too chaotic. We explored the psychological benefits of automating complex savings systems, how taking your own conscious decision-making out of the equation frees up mental bandwidth, reduces stress, eliminates decision fatigue, and actually makes you more disciplined by default. We talked about how to manage irregular income, a challenge that affects freelancers, entrepreneurs, commission-based professionals, and anyone whose pay doesn't arrive on a predictable schedule. We discussed strategies for smoothing out those fluctuations, creating buffers, and ensuring that a bad month doesn't derail your entire financial plan. Now, all of this is powerful, sophisticated, and genuinely advanced. And I know that for many of you, this is exactly the level of depth you've been looking for. But there's a challenge with advanced financial concepts. They can be abstract, conceptual, difficult to translate into real-world action. And that's where visual demonstration becomes absolutely essential. Because when you're dealing with multiple buckets, irregular income, automated systems, and complex allocation rules, you need to see it to truly understand it. You need to visualize the flow. So right now, I'm going to transition from audio to full visual mode, and I'm going to put up something on your screen that will bring this advanced capital flow system to life. I'm going to share my actual capital flow diagram, a visual map that shows exactly how money moves from my income sources into different buckets, how those buckets interact with each other, and how surplus capital gets allocated to different goals based on my current life stage and priorities. You're going to see the visual representation of the entire ecosystem, not just a simple pie chart or a generic budget template, but a dynamic, interconnected system that adapts to changes in income, expenses, and goals. You'll see the rules that govern each bucket, the triggers that move money from one bucket to another, the visual indicators that show when a bucket is overfunded or underfunded, and the automated systems that keep everything running smoothly without requiring constant attention. I'm going to walk you through a real-world example of capital flow management in action, someone with irregular income, multiple financial goals, and a complex set of priorities. You'll see how they manage their cash flow during lean months and abundant months, how they maintain consistency in their savings and investments regardless of fluctuations in their income, and how they make strategic decisions about allocating surplus capital to opportunity funds, risk capital, and long-term growth. I'm also going to show you a visual comparison of two capital flow strategies, one that's basic, simple, and adequate for someone just starting out, and one that's advanced, sophisticated, and designed for someone who's ready to accelerate their wealth building. You'll see how the advanced strategy doesn't just increase your savings rate. It fundamentally changes the dynamics of your financial life, creating more flexibility, more optionality, and more freedom. And I'm going to share with you a set of visual templates, frameworks that you can use to design your own capital flow system based on your unique circumstances. You'll see how to choose the right number of buckets, how to set allocation percentages, how to establish rules for moving money between buckets, and how to monitor the system to ensure it's working effectively. These aren't generic templates. They're customizable frameworks that you can adapt to your specific income, expenses, goals, and risk tolerance. I want you to see what advanced capital flow management actually looks like. not as a theoretical concept, but as a practical, visual, step-by-step system that you can implement in your own life. I want you to visualize the flow of your own money, to see the system working, to understand exactly how you can move from a simple budget to a sophisticated financial ecosystem that works for you rather than against you. So I'm going to change the format right now. I'm going to move from audio to full visual mode. My face, my actual capital flow diagram, the real-world examples, the visual templates, and the step-by-step demonstrations that will show you exactly how to build an advanced capital flow system. Because once you see it, once you visualize it, you'll realize that this isn't just about managing money. It's about designing a financial life that gives you freedom, security, and the ability to pursue your deepest goals. All right, let's transition. Let's bring up the capital flow diagram on your screen right now and show you exactly how to take your finances to the next level. Get ready to see your financial future in a whole new way.